Happy Sunday, y'all. How's everybody doing? Hey, Veronica, you made it. Happy to see you. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what cards are coming up this week. Y'all know that Spirit be talking to me when I get up to do these lives because it's an excellent chance to deliver a message that applies to anybody who is tuning into this reading. And what I'm hearing this week, it makes me kind of breathless. Oh, yeah, by the way, let me know that you can hear me. Can you hear me? If you can't hear me, that would be important to know. Anybody? Okay. So, I was saying it leaves me a little bit breathless. Again, if you can hear me, please shout in the chat. Do a girl a favor. If you can't hear me, that's important. Yay! Thank you so much, Jessica. I appreciate you. Okay. Breathless. I'm so happy the tech's working. I have a breathless feeling this morning because what Spirit was showing me is they were showing me several images. For some people, it's like I'm pushing through this brick wall. For some people, it was I'm running through a finish line. For some people, it was, if you've ever seen a birth, pushing through this like amniotic sac. Like I am bursting forth from being in kind of a incubatory period. Is that a word? From being in the incubator to breaking free, passing through a barrier. And the barrier is fear. The barrier is more specifically our relationship to fear. When we freak out, when we feel fearful, we are less likely to take a step forward, right? But when we hold our fear with compassion, hey, Layla! Oh my God, Layla, welcome. I'm so excited to see you. You made it. When we hold fear with compassion, we're able to actually move through it. Imagine like a little kid, our inner child. We're about to do this thing we're really excited about or passionate about, and with that comes fear. Because what if we don't succeed? What if I find out that I'm not all I thought about? All the stuff, right? So we're about to take this step. And our inner child grabs us by the skirt, grabs us by the shirt and goes like, no, don't do it. They're all going to laugh at you. Carrie's mom. They're all going to laugh at you. And pulls us back. And if we turn back and go, oh my God, you're right. They're all going to laugh at us. And we believe that primal inner self, right? That inner child, we could also link to our biology that says if I do something that steps outside of the village parameters, I'm going to get thrown out of the village and I won't survive. I won't survive because I'm not part of a tribe. This is breaking through that kind of fear where it's like I am who I am and I choose to be who I am, no matter what anybody else says about it. And even if the village doesn't understand me yet, it may not even be that the village reviles what I'm doing, but the village may not understand. And you need to step forward anyway. So I feel like we are changing our relationship to fear, holding it with more compassion, turning to our little inner child or our primal self who doesn't want to get thrown out of the village and saying, hey, you know what? No matter what happens here, I'm going to take care of you. You and me, we're in this for life. I'm not going to let go of your hand. I'm not going to point and laugh with everybody else in an attempt to get on their side and maybe be brought into a place where I don't belong. No. If we break the mold, it's because we choose to break the mold and we know our why, we know our reasons, and we hold them close so that we're able to do the hard thing. So I hear that many of us are breaking through such a self-imposed, kind of a Four of Pentacles. Ooh, I can only do this much. Ooh, I can't give any more because if I give any more, I won't have anything left. No, there's a breakthrough this week, or at least it's available. Your mileage may vary because free will is everything. Let's get into some cards for the week. Yay! I'm so glad. I'm so glad to hear that it's resonating for people. All right. Bust on through that amniotic sac. Woo! Okay, we're going to start with cards for today and cards to describe the whole week to give us kind of a weather forecast. And then we're going to drill down and get into the elemental forecast, the readings for each of the signs for the week, looking at all the hits, overall themes, money, love, work, creativity, etc. But let's start with today. Thank you, Spirit, for helping us drill down. Thank you to all the loved ones, guides, well and elevated ancestors that show up for the folks tuning into this reading. Woo! Did y'all just see that flick out of the deck? Hey, Spirit knows. Okay, I'm shuffling her back in, just for the record. But Spirit's like, hi, yes. Thank you for welcoming us. Who, Spirit, you know what the board looks like. You see all the players, you see the setting. Please help us navigate this week in the best way possible, Spirit. Help us have our respective breakthroughs, realizations. Spirit is saying moments of truth. It's giving Lifetime movie, moment of truth. Anybody? Anybody? But moments of truth, that is what I'm hearing. That can help us break through self-imposed walls. And Spirit is talking about others' imposed walls as well. As in, you know, my dad doesn't think this is the best path for me. And so, like, a part of me holds back, even though 85% of me wants to go forward with this, 15% still really wants dad's approval or public approval or whatever. And if we are responding to that, we're not going to get where we're trying to go. This just leapt out of the deck. If we respond to that, we're not going to get where we're trying to go. So respond to yourself. You were the one brave enough to incarnate here. Nobody else understands your mission. So relying on other people's perspective is like specious at best. You got to know yourself. Whew. All right. Just a couple more, Spirit. Okay. What is the wave? And where is it taking us? Hey, hey, Maria, welcome. Finally, Saturday. Okay. Well, Spirit must have something special in mind because I tried to pull 2 cards for today, but they wanted 3. Hey, okay. This is good. I'm glad they wanted 3. Let's start with the first 2. Spirit never ceases to amaze me. Developing a different relationship with our fear. 9 of Swords, high anxiety, mind filled with all the ways that things could go wrong. What does the Hanged One do? The Hanged One says, let me chill out a minute. I could really freak out about being hung from my ankle by the gods as a punishment. I could really trip out about that right now, or I could contemplate. I could waste a whole lot of time and energy thrashing, freaking out, screaming, maybe alerting some people to my vulnerable position, or, let me think about each of these fears. Why is this coming up for me? What is this showing me? And having that different, compassionate, patient, is really important. Spirit is saying, like, not trying to change it. Okay, I got to stop being afraid, so that's why I need to develop a... No. You need to develop a different relationship to feeling afraid. Maybe feeling afraid has actually preceded many cool things in your life when you really drill down and get to it. Maybe fear has often been a fucking misleading weather vane to pay attention to. So, developing a different relationship with our fear. And the Hanged One also implies a delay. So here's what I'll say is, if you are one of those who feels like, nah, girl, I'm still in the amniotic sac, that's okay. That would be part of having a different relationship with your fear, is like, it's okay that I'm not exactly where I want to be yet, and actually, like, fucking whipping my own back and self-flagellating is not helping me get to where I'm trying to go any faster, so I should probably be kinder to myself. Here's our third card. When you develop a different relationship to your fear, things can move. 6 of Pentacles is about reciprocity. It's about things going in a cycle, like a water cycle. Nothing is ever lost, right? It can be repaid. So even if this is what I'm hearing, even if somebody else owes you something, or you would like to get the payment or the accolades or something from someone else, I feel like it might come from a direction that is kind of unexpected, and you should pay attention to that. Like, maybe this is where I want to be seen in life, but over here is really where I'm being seen. And, you know, where our energy goes, energy flows, that whole thing, like where you focus and then the energy goes there. Where are you being seen, appreciated, loved, and where are you receiving generously and also able to give generously? Like, I have this skill or this time or this ability, and if I give it, I can be rest assured that it will be returned to me. That's what I'm hearing with this 6 of Pentacles. So a breakthrough that allows you to move forward and receive more and better. Really like to see that. So, hey, take a little time to sit with your fear today if you're feeling freaky. Okay. Well, as so often happens, a case of the Mondays. First off, very appropriate, the Hierophant, literally the hierarchy, literally bosses and taking orders and the person who passes down the wisdom. And our friend, the Five of Cups. What Spirit is actually saying to me with this, Five of Cups certainly implies things not going the way that we want to. There being some type of loss. Connected to the Hierophant, this feels like I'm fearing various things. One of these things could be like, I didn't get the promotion that I was hoping for. I was not seen by the powers that be in the ways that I was hoping to. Another way you could see this as institutional authority. I applied for this government grant or this government assistance or this government job and was turned down. I have not looked at the flow of the week because I like to let myself get surprised. I'm looking at the next day and the next day after that, and I think that you have more options. So I want to encourage you that if Monday someone doesn't see you, or if something does not go exactly the way that you wanted it to, that there are other blessings that are waiting to flow in. And I know that that can sound like cold comfort. Like, girl, I don't want those other blessings. I want the ones that I wanted. And I understand. But you need to know that Spirit has a bigger imagination than you do. You need to know that, like, as I referred to earlier, your angels, well and elevated ancestors, the entities, energies that are interested in your joy, fulfillment, peace, growth, and evolution on this planet, creative expression on this planet, they can see things that you don't. And sometimes they do come over and kick our cups, and we'd want to curse them. But really, one day when we look back, we'll be like, well, I really could have stayed in that relationship for 10 more years if that person hadn't broken up with me or whatever, right? And at the time, if you had said, touch this switch and you can make them be back together with you, I would have done it. But now I would give anything to be exactly where I am. And that's what Spirit is referencing. So if any of you are really tied to a certain outcome and it doesn't go that way, I just want to give you encouragement. And I also just want to arm you. The other thing about the Five of Cups is it says that we can get fixated on what's not working to the point that we're not noticing what is working. So if you know yourself to be the kind of person, and no blame, no shame, no judgment, we all have our moments. But if you know yourself to be the kind of person who fixates on like, this isn't happening, I suck because this, that, and the other thing, be on the lookout for that, okay? Arm yourself. Take care of yourself. Developing a different relationship with our fear could lead directly to developing a different relationship with our rage or our sadness, right? And being nicer to ourselves through that. And not necessarily spiraling down, which is, again, what the Five of Cups can kind of indicate. Now, Tuesday, actually, for some of you, this might be like an inciting event, is what Spirit is saying, like a catalyst for change. This disappointment, like, well, really? So if you are not going to give me what I need, then we come to Tuesday. 2 sevens. Sevens represent conflict, change, right? You don't put 7 legs on a table. Either you take one away or you put another one on, but you don't leave a table with 7 legs, so something has to change when we're in the sevens, right? We have the 7 of Swords, and Spirit is saying, what they're being very clear about is this like goes kind of 2 roads diverge in a yellow wood, and each person listening to this reading will take a different path. It depends on your personality type. 7 of Swords is like, okay, I have resolved to myself that there is nothing left for me here. This battle is not for me. I'm going to take what I can. I'm going to cut my losses, and I'm going to get the hell out of here. So even if it's a long-term plan, like I can't walk out of this job or this relationship or this region, right, this geographical region, maybe I can't leave today, but I can begin secretly gathering my things, making a plan to get out. That's just something that I'm hearing, is like making a plan to get out. And now Spirit is showing me, for those of you that have seen Shawshank Redemption, they're showing me Tim Robbins digging his little tunnel. Digging. Okay. And for another sect, it's time to fight. It's time to fucking fight. That's just what they're saying with the 7 of Wands. Standing up for yourself. Standing up for what you know to be right and what you feel is yours. So there is competition. There's stiff competition. It's quite messy, right? But 7 of Wands does imply that you have what it takes. What are you fighting for? That is the question that Spirit is having me ask you. What are you fighting for? If you are one of the ones that chooses to fight, is there something that you can get on the other side of that? Or is it like, would you be misplacing your fire? That's just the question, and only you can answer that. Like, yes, I have to fight for this because this is for justice, or this is for me, or whatever. And for others, it could be, you know what? Yeah, I could fight for this relationship. I could fight for this job. But if it is not giving me everything that I want, maybe I need to take the change that is being kind of forced upon me and see it for what it is. And that's just what I'm hearing. Your mileage will vary. Follow your own intuition, okay? Trust yourself. Interestingly, Wednesday, we have another 7. That's 3 sevens in a row. I have shuffled this deck infinite times. So when things show up like that, Spirit is really like hammering something home. 7 of Pentacles, time to make a choice. Time to ask yourself, what is paying off and what is not? Your investment. So your financial investment, your effort investment, your time investment, Pentacles, tangible things. Is this paying off? Am I getting what I want to out of this? Or do I need to switch things up? Do I need to make a change? You don't put 7 legs on a table. Do I need to take something away? Do I need to add something? Do I want to be done with this one thing entirely so that I have room for a whole new idea? That's what I see for some of you. Ace of Wands, inspiration. Aces need room to breathe, but they also need structure, right? So there's a delicate balance. It's like a seed, or in this case, it's like a spark. You could light a match, but if you don't have something to do with that match, a candle to light, a fire to start, well, then that spark will be gone in a second. So this is the kind of thing where it's like you're walking through the grocery store and you have a brilliant idea for like a book or a movie or a line of dialogue or a whatever, like something for your project. And then you neglect to write it down because you don't prize it for what it is, this precious spark that could create something or nothing, right? And then you forget about it and you're like, oh yeah, what was that thing? Damn, I feel like that was a good idea. And meanwhile, that could have been like the $1 million idea. So prize your ideas and make, whether it's a little notebook, whether you pull out your phone and fucking stop right there. Sorry, I don't care who thinks I'm weird. I'm stopping in the middle of the pasta aisle and I'm making this note on my phone. Sorry, everybody, got to do it. I prize my inspiration. I prize what is coming down from my channel, which is what the Ace of Wands is, right? Brilliant. So you might need to make room for your brilliant idea. What do you need to adjust? Do you need to add something? Do you need to take something away? These are the questions to ask yourself. Wednesday. Now, Thursday, double major arcana. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, Spirit is talking about, transcending fears. Holy crap. Holy wow. Okay, beautiful. I peeked. I peeked at the rest of the week. I peeked. I wanted to see the wave. It makes absolute sense. Okay, so Thursday, double major arcana, Judgment and the Hermit. So Spirit is saying a couple things. One of them is there's a realization that you are the only one who can do this thing. Let me make that make sense. I'm being reminded of a client of mine who is like a brilliant artist and also happens to have decades of public, so this is all ethical, public sobriety, public recovery, right? So when you put decades of sobriety and incredible fine artist together, the healing possibilities are endless. So someone with a unique set of skills, interests, circumstances, you are the only one who can do your thing, right? So you might be a special effects artist who is obsessed with horror movies and you're able to like tell everybody how they did that thing, and you start a channel explaining to everybody how they did that thing, maybe even making a version at home and teaching people how to do it. That could be your thing, right? Weird intersection of interests, like, oh, yeah, okay, maybe these like look weird next to each other and you wouldn't think they go together, but they do. So Judgment is also like a realization, a wake-up call of I need to change my life. There is something that I need to do. There is somewhere that I need to go. And placed next to the Hermit, this is kind of giving me people who feel the calling, like the calling as in I need to become a nun, I need to become a monk, I need to become like a vegetarian, it's all kinds of different things, right? But it's like this bolt from the blue, and I don't know how many of us have had this experience. I certainly have had it multiple times, and I've known many people who've had it where it's just like, oh, I gotta go, or oh, I gotta whatever. And you just know it, and you know it in your bones. And it's like, whether anybody understands or not, this is a journey I need to take for myself. So, what are you realizing that you need to do, even if nobody else understands, and maybe even like nobody else can go with you, or nobody else can necessarily see the vision yet? Perhaps because you don't even see the vision yet. Where it's like, I just know that I gotta go. I don't even know exactly what is over there, but I gotta go. That's what I'm feeling. Trust yourself. The Hermit says, follow your own light. Trust yourself, believe yourself, follow your own intuition and your own path, and remember that your path won't look like anybody else's, because you literally don't look like anybody else. No matter how many big groups of people that have affinity and things in common and etc., the earth is always showing us the truth, the so below of the as above, so below. The fact that literally we can identify any being on the planet by their unique DNA tells us that their journey does not look exactly like anybody else's, even if there's crossover in the Venn diagram. So if you are judging your journey by the fact that it don't look like anybody else's, that's a silly way to spend your time, okay? It's not supposed to. And you're supposed to embrace that. And you're supposed to lean into the things that make you you, not away from them and trying to polish off your edges until you look or sound more like other people. Spirit's like, it's a crime. It's like taking a flower and like clipping off the petals. Like, oh no, I don't like this. Maybe if I shape it like that, it'll look nicer. And it's like, no, this is a beautiful thing, complete, amazing in its full expression, to be appreciated for exactly what it is. So don't snip any pieces off of yourself, okay? Did you know that in the original Cinderella story, I mean, they don't call them Grimm's fairy tales for nothing. It's, I mean, yes, it's a last name thing. They're also pretty fucking grim. In the original Cinderella story, the stepsisters, in their attempt to fit into the shoe, one of them chops her toes off, the other one chops her heel off. The moral of the story is, don't chop pieces of yourself off to fit into other people's shoe, okay? To fit into what other people would like you to be. Keep your toes, keep your heels. You need them to get where you're trying to go. Okay. Now, Friday. More major arcana. Good morning, welcome, welcome. Friday, Death and the Nine of Wands. This is an interesting set to come together. One thing is ending. And I want to make a distinction, because I feel like when people see death, oftentimes they're kind of thinking along the lines more like the Tower, like something terrible happens, right? And it's shocking and it's out of the blue. And it's like, no. Death is a natural process. It's not a process we get that excited about. It's not the process in life that we talk the most about or smile the most about when we talk about it, but it is natural, and it is everywhere around us. And Spirit is saying something important, which is like, we look at the trees in winter and we say they die, but that's only because of our misconception. So a death is a transformation, a reminder that in tarot, in life, even with literal death, it is just a transformation. We don't see it that way because we're like, oh my God, you're not in your corporeal body anymore. You're gone. You're obliterated. And it's like, no, bro, I'm actually freer than you are. I'm actually more myself than I've ever been, because I'm freed from the fucking having to like look through gelatin and listen through your fucking holes drilled through my skull. I can actually 360 perceive everything now the way that I wanted to. It's just a transformation. Just a transformation. Doesn't make it easy. Nine of Wands says, no, it's not easy. It is difficult to transform. It is difficult to become yourself, but I believe in you, and you should believe in yourself, because this is telling you the finish line is closer than you might think. You are in the midst of the storm. You may be mourning, grieving, dealing with a transformation, a death in your life that makes it feel like, will I ever get there? Haven't I transformed enough? Haven't I grown enough? Haven't I learned enough? Haven't I let go enough? Spirit understands. I understand. You're closer than you think. Hold on. If it matters, hold on. If it doesn't matter, let it go. If it is true to you, if you want it no matter what, then don't let go, okay? And if life has to tower it out of your hands because it's not for you, then so be it. But use your free will and do what you want to do, okay? And Saturday, beautiful, beautiful ending to this reading. for all of this transformation, for all of this deciding, for all of this sorting through the conflict and being like, what do I really want to do? What do I really care about? We just had the new moon in Virgo. Spirit is saying, like, there is a cleaning out of what you know is preventing you from getting what you want. Virgo separates the wheat from the chaff, right? We're going to have another new moon in Virgo on the 21st, whenever, it's eclipse season. So Spirit is really doubling down on the area of your chart that is ruled by Virgo. That may be the place where you are experiencing a death or recognizing that you need to let go of something if you're going to be able to live, which is also echoed in this Judgment card of like, I'm not going to zombie sleepwalk through life anymore. I'm going to rise from the grave, proverbially speaking, and get a second chance at life. That's what they're saying with this Judgment thing, where it's like people who've had a near-death experience and are like, you know what? All that shit I was worried about before, fuck that. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. I'm going to live. I'm not scared to sing at karaoke anymore. I almost died. You know what I'm talking about? If you could do that without needing to die, die before you die, the Sufi saying. God, I'm just like totally just demonetizing this whole entire channel, the amount of times that I'm saying this word. But it is what it is, and it's what you need to know. What does it mean when you die before you die and you let go of parts of yourself purposefully that are holding you back and keeping you from becoming? You heal and the whole world opens up. Four of Swords, recovery after something extremely difficult or painful. The coming back together, right? So some of you may be experiencing like literal physical recovery. Four of Swords can show up if we've been through a surgery and it's like, okay, you need to lay back for a while. It can also come through when it's like, wow, we just went through this tumultuous breakup or divorce or illness, and I really just need to kind of put myself back together again. Spirit is saying that there is like a lack of integration, period. Like our culture, our society doesn't focus on integration. It's like things are happening or they're not happening. And there's no period where we kind of take in, oh God, I just went through the biggest breakup of my life. I really need to sit and figure out what this is saying to me and what this changes for me on the inside, like how I'm going to behave going forward, what I've learned, what I'm missing, blah, blah, blah. Really like sinking into that and understanding and kind of like parsing the data. Spirit's funny. They're saying like a post-mortem. What happened here? Huh. Oh, I can now see exactly why this all went the way that it did. I can see it now. And because I can see it better, I can come to a peaceful place with it a little bit more. Oh, you know what? I ended up in that job because I was still dealing with a lot of people pleasing. And as long as I'm a people pleaser, I'm going to be loved in jobs like this or relationships like this because I'm going to give everything and ask for nothing. And when I stopped doing that, I was dropped or I was fired or I had to step away, and it's a loss, but I'm actually going to come back together greater than I was before. So if you will face what's been holding you back and what you need to put to death in your life, what you need to clear away, again, check what house Virgo rules in your chart. That could help give you more clues. As you heal, it gives you room to see everything. The sun is, first of all, to say for anybody who is in any kind of like physical recovery with this Four of Swords, the sun is a fucking great indicator for physical health, vitality, energy, etc. It's also a great card for I can see now. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Like now that I've figured this out, I can actually let it go because I figured it out. I did all the thinking, I did all the processing, I did all the therapy or the journaling or the whatever that I needed to do to really put this to rest. And it is like closing a fucking 1,000 mental tabs. And you get all this bandwidth back, and you get all this energy back, and you get all this focus back. And you can look around and it's a different world. Somebody flicked all the lights on. And now you can say, well, I don't want to go that way. Look, there, that way is just more bullshit. I'm not going that way at all. This is what I want. This is where I'm going to go. Clarity, vision, Again, vitality, excitement, energy, the will to get there too, the belief in ourself. The shamelessness is also something that Spirit is saying with the Sun card, because, on the Rider Waite version, we have the little baby, little naked baby holding its little flag. It's like, yeah, this is me. Y'all should all be celebrating because this is me. It's that kind of self-love. It's that kind of self-appreciation. Spirit is saying, the sun as in like solar return, as in like a birthday. Maybe you're having a bit of a rebirth day. I don't know. You tell me. Okay. There is your weekly forecast. Appreciate you, Spirit. Thank you for all the good hints. Now we are going to get into the elemental forecast. There's a through line through all of the elements for each of those signs. So we want to get a little map to know what is the best way to move this week. And let's start with the air signs. Let's start with Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And do remember, you might be a sun in Pisces, but if you have Mercury and Mars in Gemini, Moon in Aquarius, air signs will apply to you and have a message for you as well. You can kind of layer these readings over each other. Notice any like Venn diagram crossover. So it's like, oh, they're really emphasizing this for me this week. It can be really helpful to get a more comprehensive message. So Spirit, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius people. You know the board, you know the players. What do you want to share with air sign people this week for their highest good? And what about their money, resources, their tangible efforts, Spirit? Beautiful. Very exciting so far, air signs. Okay. What about their own element? Communications, thinking, messages. What is the mental climate? Interesting. Wow. Okay. Okay. How about feelings, connections, relationships, the realm of the heart, Spirit? What do you want the air signs to know when it comes to their feelings? This is crazy. Okay, one more. Their energy, their drive. I promise to show all. Their energy, their drive, their creative spirit, their energy spirit. How is it looking for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius? Okay. Wowie zowie. Okay, so first things first, how many air signs out there might be working on something of their own? Whether you are like, I'm an entrepreneur, or I'm writing a book, I'm drawing a comic, I'm starting a business, whatever. Pay special attention to that which you want to build for yourself. Like this would be your empire, right? So the the unsexy steps, right, that build up to the big, beautiful, glamorous, sexy goal. What do I need to put in place? One of the things that Spirit is saying is you might really need to put some thought into your schedule this week, into like your workflow. So let's talk about it. You have a pretty amazing reading here. This is where we're going to start. So I said entrepreneurial, doing your own thing. When you put these two cards next to each other, like that is an unignorable, huge center of the Venn diagram, is like you have your own thing that you are trying to take all the way. And you might be everything from janitor to CEO. I do all of the things. I have all of the tasks. You may need to ask yourself, am I saddling with myself with so many tasks that even if I get where I'm trying to go, it's going to take me infinitely longer than it needs to? I feel like simplify. I feel like streamline. I feel like, of course, we get attached to thinking this is the way that I need to do it because this is the way I've seen somebody else do it, or this is the way that I've been doing it. Again, I'm going to say that double new moon in Virgo that we are going to experience this month and next month. There's a lot of separate the wheat from the chaff. Not all of this is necessary. You might have some busy work in here that you could take off of your plate. Delegate or delete. Okay? Like, hey, child, partner, whoever, I need you to take care of your own laundry this week. Or, hey, I need you to take care of your younger sibling for an hour while I go in here and write. And that's going to start being every Thursday afternoon. Okay. So when you get home from school, you and child are going to take care of each other for a bit. I'm going to be in here doing this because I need to move things forward for myself. So delegate, delete. Okay. You can fucking get there with the emperor, but you have to guard your time. You have to guard your project or your business or your idea. And by guard, I mean you have to protect your boundaries. You have to protect the time that you need, the energy that you need, etc. And the emperor takes control. The emperor doesn't go with the flow. You know what I mean? This is what they're saying. The emperor creates the flow. The emperor is like building dams because he wants the water to go over here now. Yes, it was going this way, but that's part of why I'm building it so that it comes over here and it waters this and irrigates that. And then we'll have a vineyard. You know what I'm talking about? Spirit is really like, you can build this, but don't overcomplicate it. And don't make the mistake of thinking like doing more, working harder, taking fewer breaks means like, oh, I'm grinding so hard, so I'm definitely going to get there. No, you're grinding so hard, your fucking tires are going to be bald, and then you're going to slide off the damn road. So please, like, take breaks and take time. And when they say protect your time and have boundaries, that's part of it. This can lead to burnout. It doesn't have to. It is a great indicator that you can get where you're trying to go, but it's also a great indicator that you could probably get there with a lot more joy, a lot more ease, and a lot less weight on your back. Okay? So consider. You know, one of the things that makes an emperor is that they see the talents and skills in others and they empower them, right? And they empower them in like, there's a mutual benefit. I'm empowering you because I need my time to write or I whatever. And so I need to empower you to do your own laundry or to start taking care of the grocery shopping instead of me or whatever. Okay. So empower yourself. Don't be afraid to make changes. This is very clearly a week of change. 3 out of 4 of your minor arcana cards are the aces. Ace of Pentacles, seed money, new income, great idea, something that if nurtured properly, if given the right container, can become infinitely profitable in this case, infinitely clear in this case, infinitely nourishing in this case. So, new job or idea, take care of it, go after it. The emperor would never like ignore somebody handing them a great idea or a great new skill set that they could begin to develop. The emperor knows money when he sees it, right? So you are being asked to know money when you see it, whether that's a skill, whether that's your time, whatever. If you put in the work, if you build it, they will come. That's the vibe with this. If you build it, they will come. Brilliant idea. Clarity. Drawing lines. Emperor loves a sword. Emperor really like feels very comfortable with a sword in his hand. This is a sword of truth. This is a sword also of addressing things that you may not have addressed up until this point that help you build what you were trying to build, or that even say, hey, you know what? I've been taking care of this, this, and that. And some of you, this is what Spirit is showing me. Some people are doing their own thing. Some people are like, I'm working up the corporate ladder, right? So I am working within some type of organization. And this can look like, hey, I know that I'm a great worker and that you can really rely on me. And whenever there's something that comes up, you can come in here and kind of drop it on my plate. But the next time that the person comes in and tries to drop something on your plate, you really need to advocate for yourself and be like, hey, to do this right, you need to give this to somebody who has the time for that or whatever. So guard your boundaries. Take care of yourself. Hey, Maria, thank you for being here. Have a great week and we'll see you soon. And finally, your Ace of Cups. New beginning, emotionally speaking. A Spirit is saying a dam might break for some of you. And for some people, I do feel like in a pretty classical way, it's like this day was so difficult that I burst into tears. And it's like, that's the dam breaking, right? Is like, oh my God, this was just so much that finally my body just has to release it this way. For others, it's something like, I finally lost my temper. Spirit is being funny. They're like, I lost my temper and I lost my taste for this. And so I'm like saying, I need your help. That's what I'm hearing with this Ace of Cups. So that could be the way that you speak to the spouse or the child or the boss or whatever, like, hey, I need help. I'm not able to do this. So I need help with this. And Ace of Cups is a very promising new beginning. But you could, stick a cork in it, and that's what Spirit is saying, and you're an air sign, so you could very well stick a cork in it, because air signs are, infamously not comfortable saying, like, I have feelings about this. Especially, like, wait, you're telling me to, like, tell my boss that, like, I'm not feeling like I can do this? What do you mean, talk about my feelings? Talk about your feelings. Talk about your feelings this week with whomever you need to talk about them, with whomever there needs to be like an honest conversation that could really break a dam and change the landscape of your life. Do it. You're a little overheated anyway. A nice cup of water would do you a lot of good. Okay? Okay. I hope that that is helpful, air signs. I see you creating something pretty fucking incredible. Whether you are already, on step 9 out of 10 or whether you're on step 1, it looks like you're in the right place at the right time. Don't saddle yourself. You've got a lot of good ideas that are ready to come in, and if you've saddled yourself with too many things, you can really miss those ideas because it's just like more noise. You know what I mean? Like, so don't miss out. Okay. Let's come down from the sky to the earth. And let's talk to Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. My earth sign friends, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Spirit, you see the whole board. What do you see as the theme for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn? Beautiful. Okay? And what about their realm, Spirit? The realm of the pentacles, the realm of the coins, time, effort, skills. What do the earth signs need to know? Okay? And what about their headspace? Conversations, communications, the realm of the mind. Okay? And the emotional realm, the realm of feelings, relationships, connections. What do the earth signs need to know, Spirit, this week for their highest good? Interesting. Interesting. And finally, what about their drive, their energy, their spark? What do the earth signs need to know? I feel like some of you know that there is something better for you out there. And it's like, but what is it? And how do I get there? And like, do I even have what it takes? And these kinds of questions. So your overarching theme for this week, beautiful card, earth signs, the star. The star is not the sun, right? The stars, we see them at night. When everything gets dark, that's what we have to use to navigate, right? You have to trust your soul. You have to trust your own vision. The world is not showing you, hey, come this way, do it exactly like this. And when that happens, we need to trust ourselves. We need to go to our faith. We need to go to prayer, meditation. People who help us pour out is something that Spirit is saying. So whether that's a good friend, whether that's a great therapist, like who could help you kind of pour some things out of yourself in a place that feels safe and protected. I feel like it's time to set yourself free. That's just kind of the phrase that I'm hearing, is like, it's time to set yourself free from something. You have so much to give. You have so much to give. And overthinking it is like stopping things up and drying things out. 9 of Swords we saw earlier in the weekly spread. 9 of Swords is being truly paralyzed by our fear. Like it's all going to go wrong. And just it's our fears looking so real that they freak us into freezing. I want to encourage you not to freeze. I want to point out that the star is pouring water onto the earth and back into the source. She's not frozen, she's flowing. You know what it is about the star? The star has no shame, because the star is not aspiring to be anything but what she is. So she's not like, oh, I should look like this, or oh, I should look like that, or oh, these are the kinds of skills I have, or this is where I should be in life, or I should be wearing these kind of clothes. No, she's nude. She doesn't need clothes. She doesn't need armor. She doesn't need first place ribbons to let anybody know who she is or whether she cares about herself. She does what she feels she needs to do and she goes with it. And I feel like there may be a little bit of a lack of that, which understandable. You're an earth sign. You're trusting the data, right? You're trusting the information and the feedback from the world. But this week, Spirit is like, that's not necessarily serving you. We need you to go deeper. And we definitely need you to go deeper than your head, right? Like being in your thoughts and analyzing. That is not where you're going to get good answers. This is just going to be a bunch of narratives about, yeah, this could go wrong and this could go wrong and you're not good enough and this, that, and the other thing. It's time to go to action. Small but necessary actions. Take them as you can. Seven of Pentacles says, look at how it's going. What's working and what's not working for you. Okay, if you want to apply logic, right? If you really want to pick up your sword and use it on something this week, use it on looking at how you are spending your time, your effort, your energy. Do like an effort and energy and time audit. I'm giving a lot of time to this person or this thing, and really, am I getting anything back? And if I'm not, then I can make an adjustment, okay? It doesn't mean you need to do anything extreme. You can cut people off or not cut people off, but you need to make an adjustment so that you can do what you need to do, right? So don't be afraid to adjust, to clip things, to let things go if that's what needs to happen, okay? It gives you more time and energy and bandwidth to put into the things that are working or are growing or are giving you a sense of satisfaction. So when your thoughts want to take over, when you want to get stuck in your head, Spirit says, just take a small step. Just do something. Even literally like, okay, I'm sitting here and I'm freaking out again. I'm going to get up and clean the bathroom or whatever. Literally get back into your body. Because when you're up in your head, it only spirals upwards. It doesn't quiet down when we're in our body. So go out in the garden, right? Go take up a piece of a hobby or a craft and put your creativity, your thoughts into something that is actually going to have an outcome or a tangible product that you can enjoy. Okay? Okay. Another 7. Conflict, change, choices. Hey, Miss Phoenix, welcome. Happy to see you. I'm glad you got here. So 7 of Cups, many choices, many options, many choices and options. And the 7 of Cups can be a warning that we are getting lost in fantasy, that we're getting lost in dreaming. If I have the power, I'll be happy. If I get the money, I'll be happy. If I fall in love, I'll be happy. Like, no. Live today. Do not be waiting for a version of your life where you finally feel like, okay, now I can start living and now I can start doing things that I want to. Like, what Spirit is saying is this can look like waiting for the knight in shining armor or the ideal woman to just kind of show up or fall in our lap or whatever. And it's like, no, do stuff. Like, come out of your mind, right? And into your body. Come out of the fantasy or the fear or the worries and start doing something, right? Like, I don't know if I'll ever be good enough at cooking to be the chef that I want to be. And that's just, Spirit is just using this as a metaphor, okay? I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll never be good enough. Maybe, like, most people started when they were this age, and I'm already this age, and blah, 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 blah. Like, okay, if you want it, go in the kitchen and start making something. Start playing around with some cooking. Okay? Sitting and worrying about it or fearing about it is not doing anything. Apply that to your own life. Play with the makeup. Play with the clay. Play with the paint. Play with the numbers, whatever. Don't stay in your head afraid to mess with stuff because it's like, I don't want to mess it up, so I'm not going to even start. Spirit is bringing me back to a phrase that they've used before, which is the tragic gap. This is something we talk about in creativity. When somebody wants to do something creative, it's usually because they are already creative and they have good taste. So it's like they know a good movie when they see it. They know cool art or good music when they hear it. And so they aspire, right? They're like, I want to be that. And then they pick up the guitar and it's like thunk, thunk, thunk. And 90 fucking 7% of people will throw that shit across the room and be like, well, I was never meant to play guitar. This sucks. I'm not good at this. And it's like, no, everybody has to go through the thunk, thunk, thunk until they get to the part where they can actually make some notes happen. So be kind to yourself. Don't be afraid to engage. Don't be afraid to engage your, the nebulousness. Don't be afraid to find out, like fuck around and find out, right? Am I any good at this? What if I said, if I care enough about this, then I'm going to put 3 solid months into cooking or guitar or drag or playing whatever this instrument is or getting this type of job under my belt, learning coding, whatever. If I'm really excited about it, I will commit to it for 3 months. And if after 3 months, truly, I've made no progress and actually I hate it, but I stayed committed because I made the damn commitment, I can truly say this isn't it or this is it. And either way, I'm going to take a better next step. Do you know what I'm saying? There's an adventure waiting for you when you make decisions about what's working for you and what's not working for you. And you make decisions about like, hey, am I fantasizing and using staying in the fantasy to avoid getting into the mucky reality, the like complex and the running into the problems and the thunking on the guitar and the, making my first video and it looks like shit. And I'm like, now I'm firmly in the tragic gap of like, why doesn't mine look like that? I'm supposed to look like this. This is all part of it. So don't give up. Don't give up when you're in the tragic gap, okay? Keep going. There's a beautiful cliffside view waiting for you. When you come out on the other side of the trees and see, holy shit, I didn't even realize how far I'd come. So, fuck around and find out. New adventure available. You might make a new decision and take a step in a very different direction by the end of this week if you are willing to look at what you're afraid of and what, again, you might be avoiding by holding on and holding back, okay? You don't need to be perfect. You are allowed to be figuring it out. And I think that's a really important thing to tell yourself when you're embarking on something, especially something that you really fucking care about. Is like, I'm setting the expectation for myself that I'm fucking learning. I don't know everything about this. I'm not supposed to know everything about this. I'm a beginner, okay? And I give myself all the room in the world to be bad at this, to make something mediocre, to make something unfinished, whatever. I give myself permission to do that. And then ironically, I'm probably going to make a lot more stuff than what I'm telling myself, I'm going to make something great. I have to make something great. It's not worth anything unless it's great. No, that's just capitalism rotting your brain, right? Like, no. We're here to make stuff, period. Like, it doesn't matter if anybody else likes it or understands it or whatever. We're here to make stuff and to have fun and to express ourselves in various ways. So please don't hold yourself back from the fundamental human joy of that, okay? And lock yourself into a fucking airtight room because you got to be airtight, because you got to be irreproachable, because the reviews got to be good. Nah, fuck them. Nah, fuck them. Make what you like. Okay. I'm not fired up about it. Speaking of fired up, why don't we go to the fire signs? Hey, come on, Rocky Horror auditions. I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to hear how that went. Once you know. Okay. All right. Let's talk to the fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius people, spirit, sun, moon, rising, or dominant, fire people. What do they need to know this week? What overarching theme would help guide them this week? Beautiful. And let's talk about money, work, offers, opportunities, projects, payments. Hey, come on, payments. Okay. How about their headspace? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Wow. Okay, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. These cards are trying to like flick out of my lap. What do they need to know, spirit, in realm of messaging, communications? You got it. And what about feelings, emotions, connections, relationships? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius people. Beautiful. This could be a really great week for connections. Just one more, Spirit. I want to look at their own element. The fire signs drive, creative energy, passion, their spark. Embarking on a journey. Making a really bold choice, really important. The Lovers. A lot of us, when we see the Lovers, we think of love. We think of meeting somebody or soulmates or etc. And a lot of times I would tell you that that's not the primary meaning, which is true. This week, I will make the addendum. When we see the Lovers and the Two of Cups in the same reading together, it does begin to actually point to, yes, there could be a significant meeting this week. There could be, and it may be romantic. It may also be some other form of like soulmate, a business partnership, a creative partnership, a best friend, right? Somebody that we can really see and be seen by. This could even be like a therapist, okay? So the Lover says making a really passionate choice, the bolder choice, okay? I want to make a comparison for you that the Lovers is the opposite, is the antithesis of the Devil. The Devil is holding ourselves back and being ruled by our fear, and following our better angels is the realm of the Lovers. Listening to the voice inside that says, you can do it, that says, I believe in you, that says, I will believe in you and love you even if you try and you fail. Because the outcome is not what matters, it is the thought. It is the action that you put toward the thought, okay? So, what do you need to choose? What is going to make you feel like you are walking in a really bold direction? Some of you, let me just spoiler alert, walking in a really bold direction. Your ships are coming in is something that Spirit is saying. I feel like some of you have been putting in work for a while to be arriving at this moment, to be able to make this passionate choice. It's very tempting. That's something that I'm hearing. It's something that you want really fucking bad. And that if it gets here, you're going to be so excited. And I feel like it's on its way. That's what the Three of Wands says, is like our ships are coming in. Now, are they coming in to deliver you something? Or are you waiting for a ship because you're going to hop on and you want to go somewhere? Either way, you're going on an adventure and something completely new happens when you make the bold choice. Now, of course, your free will is everything. You might decide that it's too scary to make the bold choice. Some fire sign people, all evidence to the contrary, might stay stuck in their head, might hold back from moving forward because all of the reasons that it could go wrong. I'm also hearing all of the reasons that I'm not worthy. And that hurts. I don't like to hear that, especially when I see people that see you as worthy. So I would hate for, it doesn't always come in like this. Spirit is saying for some of you, there may be like, maybe you wrestle with clinical depression, with like clinical level anxiety. And so it's like, it's not so easy to get out of your head, right? But I want to bring you back to something Spirit said at the beginning of the reading, which is, it is really important this week to change our relationship with fear and make it like, as strange as it sounds, make it feel safe to be afraid. I don't enjoy being afraid, but being afraid does not preclude me from doing things that I want to, right? Being nice to ourselves and not telling ourselves all the ways that we are dumb and silly and we're going to fuck it up and yada, yada, yada. And actually like modeling what the other people in our life are showing us and being kind and being open and saying, I think you can do it. Can I do anything to help you do it actually? Do you need something? Because here you go. And maybe you're the one who has something to give and you have something that you can give to other people. I think that you should. I think that you shouldn't stay inside, whether that's inside your house or inside your mind, thinking about like, no, I don't know. I don't think it's worthy. I don't think it's good enough. I don't think it's ready. That's something else that I'm hearing is like, maybe you're telling yourself that, that some project or some unveiling, like you're not ready yet. I think you need to go boldly. I think you need to go boldly, and I think you need to change your relationship to your fear and your expectations and add to your list of expectations that fear is a part of doing shit that we have never done before. And so don't let it stop me. Don't let it stop me from doing this. I'm okay with feeling a little bit scared as I do this because I really fucking want this. And that's the bargain you have to make with yourself is like, am I willing to be scared if being scared truly could get me closer to whatever it is my goal is? Okay, well then I'm willing to be a little scared. If I'm trying to be a fucking actor in Hollywood and auditioning scares the shit out of me, then I'm willing to be scared if I want to be in movies or whatever, right? We all have to make the decision. And listen, no blame, no shame, no judgment. You are allowed to stay in your bed or stay in your head and not move forward. I hope that I can get this across in the really compassionate way that Spirit is getting it across. If you decide to hold back and not move forward this week, and you don't listen to your better angels, and actually like you listen to the shadowy voice inside that says you can't do it, and somebody else has already done it better, and there's already enough people doing the thing that you want to do, and blah 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 blah. If you hold back and you don't make that choice, nobody is punishing you. Nobody's mad at you. Nobody's disappointed in you. Religion is fuck shit. Religion has damaged a whole lot of us and has sunk into our lives, even if we didn't have contact with it, because it is just in the culture. So this belief that bad things will happen when people do bad things, right? If we lived in a world where bad things happen to bad people and good things happen to good people, we would live in a very fucking different world. Okay? So if we have this internal idea that like, if I do it and I get it wrong, or I do it and somebody doesn't like it, or I do it and I don't like it, I'm going to be punished because it's not good enough. Nobody's punishing you except you, and this is punishment enough. So maybe this actually would feel worse than trying it, failing a little bit, but learning through the failing and then being able to try again. If you make it okay for yourself to fail, ironically, that gets you closer to winning. Do you understand what I'm saying? If it's not okay to fail, then it's really fucking hard to win, because you got to fail a few times as you learn how to win. So, be kind to yourself. Support yourself. Have compassion for yourself. Don't just join the chorus of voices. Question the chorus of voices. There is some statistic somewhere, look it up, that we think like 99% of the same thoughts every day. The same 100,000 thoughts crosses our mind every day. We rarely have an original thought. So a lot of times we're just reciting lines. And that's what Spirit is saying, is like, now I'm just reciting lines at this point. I don't even have to think about it. It's just automatic. Oh, you're a piece of shit. Oh, you suck. Oh, you're not good enough. Oh, whatever. Whatever your 9 of swords are, right? The world is cruel. The world will never accept me. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Whatever the fucking fearsome tales that are being told to you in a bid to keep you safe, it's keeping you from what you want. There are actually people who want to help you, who want to see you, who want to receive you. I love y'all. It's okay to be scared. It is not a moral failing to be scared. It is a part of the human fucking condition. There are consequences to failing. And so to ignore that and to pretend like, it's all good, it's all going to be fine, just try stuff. No, I get it. There's consequences. And you have to know what you're willing to face in order to get what you want. So you got to have that conversation with yourself about like, is the risk worth the reward? Do I want this reward bad enough to suffer through being laughed at or being misunderstood or having to look at my own painful first drafts and be able to work through them? You know what I'm saying? Okay. I hope that is helpful. And I hope that if at all you feel called out or spanked in any way, that it is with love. That is completely with love. Because I see it for you. I see it for you, and I see that other people see it for you, and that maybe right now you are just not seeing it that well for yourself, and that's fucking okay. We all have our moments, but listen to your better angels. Here's something Spirit is saying. Your soul wouldn't keep asking you to do it if there wasn't something in it for you. Whether it's the end-all be-all or whether it is a juncture on the journey toward the end-all be-all, your soul wouldn't keep saying, I want to write this book, or I want to make this thing, or I want to be this kind of person, or I want to move to this place. If you yearn for it, it's because there is something in it for you. Now, to be clear, sometimes it's a big fat mean lesson that it might be in it for you. But listen, if you feel drawn toward it, then the lesson is worth whatever it gives you. So follow your passion. Okay. Let's talk finally to my lovely, patient water signs. To Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces people. Whew, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Once again, Spirit, you know the board, you know the players. You know where we stand, and you know what surrounds us, and you know the beautiful math that is the through line for each of the elements. So, Spirit, what this week do Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces need to be aware of for their highest good? Okay? And when it comes to money, work, practical concerns, effort, skills. Beautiful. Okay. Let's keep going, see what we got here. What about the realm of their thoughts? The realm of the mind or their messages, Spirit? What is the mental climate? Nice. Okay. How about their own realm? The realm of feelings, emotions, relationships, connections. What do the water signs need to know this week, Spirit, for their highest good? Interesting. And finally, their fire, their drive, their energy and spark. Spirit, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces people. The deep feelers, the deep rollers. What is their fire up to this week? Very interesting. You are on the edge of something. You are on the edge of something. The Hermit. Oh, I love y'all. Y'all are so sweet. I just now was able to see the comments. Good, good. I'm glad. It's with so much love. I see it for you. Go for it, please. Okay. So, water signs. The Hermit. Trust yourself. I love this depiction of the Hermit closing the laptop. Maybe you need a little social media break. You are, when the Hermit shows up, we are meant to follow our own light. We're meant to go on our own path, sometimes to the bewilderment and exclusion of other people. Like, yeah, this is what I need to do to satisfy myself. And I'm just going to spoil you for the rest of your reading real quick. The Hermit is number 9, Major Arcana number 9. All of the Major Arcana are the granddaddies or grandmothers of the lower 9s, right? Lower 8s, lower 3s, whatever. You've got 3 9s here. So 3 9s. Individuality, identity, mine, what I care about, what I'm fighting for, what I'm creating, what I wish for. Don't worry. It's not to the exclusion of other people. You are actually best able to serve the people that you care about and to gather the people that you care about when you are self-piloted. Water signs are very permeable, right? Water fits the container. It changes phases according to the temperature. Oh, is it really hot? I can become vapor for you. Oh, you want it really cold? I can freeze. Okay, I can flow. I can do anything that you need. But when you do that, you're running through somebody else's path. So I ask you to pick your own phase. I ask you to stay with yourself, to trust your own light, to maybe not be checking with what everybody else is doing. And that's the reason that I say maybe it would be a good idea, especially if you have some kind of like creative idea that you're incubating. It might be like, hey, less consuming, more creating. You know what I mean? Only because, again, naturally things make an impression on us, and then we're human. We're literally designed, like our higher mind is designed to like compare and contrast and sort things and people into groups. And so easily we can use that to accidentally sort ourselves into like, oh yeah, it's not possible for me. Or like, oh yeah, no, I'm never going to be at that level or whatever. And Spirit wants you to no, me, mine, my. What do I care about? What am I willing to fight for? What am I willing to stick through no matter what? 9 of Wands says you've been through it, but you've collected all the weapons of all the opponents that you've come up against, and you have learned how to use them. And you are the one that is still standing here. Oh, I love to hear that. I love to hear that, Veronica. Yes, yes, yes. Well, here's your big tap from spirit, being like, let's fill that time. Let's fill that time with playing around and making something. Let's make something mediocre. Let's make something bad. Let's deliberately pull out the paint set or the microphone or the whatever, and let's make something bad on purpose for fun. Let's go out in the backyard and make mud pies like we did when we were kids, and we weren't worrying about how the creativity turned out. We were just enjoying being in the creativity. We were just enjoying playing with ideas. We need to come back to that. Not everything is about being productive. Now, again, ironically, your thing might end up being quite productive. You might end up finding, oh, this could actually build something to last. This could actually stack me up a bunch of money or gain me a bunch of support. But only if I am truly doing what pleases me, what is on my path. I love this. This gives me pleasure. Important, okay? Not, it will give me pleasure one day when. So I sit here and I slog through this writing process because I'm sure that when I become a best-selling author, then I'll be happy. The writing process itself should be joyful. The playing with ideas itself should be joyful. Not all the time. We all hit walls. We all go through friction. That's fine. We're not talking about that. But we're saying there should be joy in the doing. Joy in the journey. If we're only on the journey to like, I'll be so happy when we get to our destination, but this part fucking sucks, then this is not it. Okay? Joy is one of the messages from your soul of whether something is yes or no. Okay? And I'm talking about joy. I'm not talking about addiction. I'm not talking about dopamine and serotonin hypnotism, which is a thing we can do now, right? I'm talking about embodied joy. I'm bursting at the seams. My cheeks hurt from smiling or laughing so much while I was doing this thing or talking about this thing or starting this thing. That's what I'm talking about. That is like primal. The blood is rushing to my face. I'm so excited. I can feel that I'm doing something that is like good for me, whether or not the outcome is fucking good. I feel good. And when you do that, you will shock yourself with the ideas that you're able to have. And the new beginnings you're able to cleave for yourself. And that's how Spirit is putting it with this Ace of Swords. So a brilliant idea, a brilliant breakthrough, okay? Drawing a line, making a claim is something else that I'm hearing. So, what do you need to claim for yourself, water signs? I feel like for some of you, you simply need to claim that I know what I'm doing. And if I don't know what I'm doing, I can learn. I don't need anybody else to do it for me. I don't need to look to anybody else to see if I'm doing it right. I need to do what flows from me. It is such a repeating message that I get from Spirit. And like one of the ways that I see it for myself is, have you ever looked up images of primeval forests? Like forests that are, and there are so few now, but forests that are mostly untouched by like human hands or by cultivation. For one thing, Google it because it's amazing and it's beautiful to look at. For another, the reason I bring this up is that primeval forests untouched by human hands, they are a beautiful example of how many different organisms can thrive all together in their uniqueness. In their uniqueness, they each feed the ecosystem. Maybe this tree grows really tall, and then this plant really needs a lot of shade, so it grows up right around this tree. And the animals that love to eat this thing happen to thrive, and when they shit, their fertilizer makes this other thing pop up that just like gives all of the nutrients to these other, and everybody's thriving. Everybody's thriving all together in their difference. They don't need to look like, they don't look to the other plant and go like, oh, am I supposed to, okay, I'm supposed to be tall, or I'm supposed to be this, or I'm supposed to be lush, I'm supposed to be, no. You might be a cactus, you might be a daisy, you might be an oak tree, you might be whatever, but be you. And don't look at the cactus and go, that's what I'm supposed to be. Damn, like they're so good at being spiky. I wish I could be spiky. Maybe I can maybe I can be spiky. And you start contorting yourself to try to be something else. Try to be you. It's more of a process of subtraction than addition. Removing beliefs that like it's not okay that I'm weird. It's not okay that I cuss every fucking half word. It's not okay that I whatever. No, it is okay. And it's actually how you were designed. And you were actually designed to help the whole world thrive. You were given such wonderful, unique genius and urges and joys. And you're supposed to get to know those and enjoy those, not try to strip them off and make yourself look like other people. We're all going insane because we're supposed to be living in permaculture, but they're trying to force us all to live in a monoculture. And like, I don't want to be a cornfield. I don't know about you. I want to look at humanity and see a primeval forest. I want permaculture. I want us all to be ourselves, and in the harmony of our difference, that we are able to produce something that is like inimitable and beautiful and self sustaining and other sustaining. I'm just saying, you sticking with you, water signs, that can get you the love, the protection, the legacy, the support that you want. So don't go looking for the support and then try to be yourself. Be yourself, and you will find your support. You will find your people. So really make that effort, because you're worth it. You're worth it. And like, I want to see everybody be themselves. And I will say, particularly in this era of air and fire, where, you know, Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus in Gemini, Saturn and Neptune in Aries, we've changed over these generational planets from earth and water to air and fire. So, in such a fiery, easily ignited time, I really need the heart centered water signs like to come forward and to embrace their sensitivity and say, I can't be psychic without my sensitivity. Why would I try not to be so sensitive? I was born to be sensitive. Do you know what I'm saying? I was born to be impressionable. I was born to feel the pain of other people in the world so that I could make the world a kinder, softer, gentler place. So why would I hate that in myself? Or say that there's something wrong with me, or everybody else isn't like this? Why am I like this? Because you're you, and you are precious as you are. Okay? Okay. Love y'all. Thank you for being here. I really hope that this is helpful for you. We started breathless, we're ending breathless. Oh, I need to watch that. Thank you. I need to rewatch that. I feel like I said that a few weeks ago and then it completely fled my mind. Yes, everybody, indeed. I totally take Miss Phoenix's idea. Watch I Heart Huckabees. Let's do that. You know, y'all, I love movies, actually. And I love movies that are like extremely stupid or way too deep. And I feel like it would be great to be making a movie recommendation like every week. So maybe we'll try to like make this a thing, because there are so many movies that can help us learn how to be ourselves. And like, I love old weird shit. Okay, I have a gay dad. Ooh, we were watching some good movies when I was a kid. Okay, all right. Sending y'all love. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I hope I will catch you next week. Till then, take care and be you. Be you, be you, be you. We'd love to see it. Bye, y'all.